KUGAN CASSIUS here for the Cassius and Elder show here on BoxNation. With me, I've got Ricky Hatton. How are you first, Ricky?
Good, mate. Good to see you. Great, mate.
Always. This week on BoxNation, a huge fight from Madison Square Garden in New York. GENNADY GOLOVKIN takes on David Lemieux. First of all, what do you think of GENNADY GOLOVKIN?
I think he's brilliant. I think with Floyd hangs him up, he's probably him and Andre Ward. But I think, Golovkin's a fan's favourite, isn't he? With his style, I think he has the potential to take over the mantle as the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, and he's looked, formidable. When you think, friends of mine like Martin Macklin, who was always known as a bit of a powerhouse in the middleweight division. He went through Matthew like there was no tomorrow. Martin Murray went a little bit longer, my pal there, Martin, and went a little bit longer, but it was very, very one-sided. He just looks like there's no flaws with him at the minute. I think Lemieux hits very, very hard, and that will be a big test for Golovkin. I know he's been hit a few times, and the shots have seemed to bounce off him. But I think if this fella hits him, it's a little bit more of a test of his durability. So it'll be interesting to see. Styles make fights. I think it's an exciting matchup. He's a big puncher, and Golovkin, I think, will have to prove he's great at some point. I think Lemieux is gonna nail him, and then it'll be interesting when he does nail him. It will tell us a little bit more about Gennady, won't it?
Lemieux won the IBF version of the middleweight title when he beat Hassan and Dam to set up this unification fight. But aside from Lemieux, I suppose people wanted to see Gennady take on Cotto maybe, but other than that, Lemieux and Golovkin is probably the best fight at middleweight there is.
Yeah, it's a good, it's a good mixture. There's a few fights out there. The winner of imagine Golovkin against the winner of Canelo and Cotto, that would be something else. And I think he has the sort of physical strength and punching power that he can move up a weight and probably fight Andre Ward. But there's a few fights before he fights the likes of Andre Ward and moves up a weight division. But the main thing is there's lots of good fights out there. He wins this fight, I think he's got to look for superstars such as Canelo, such as Cotto, such as Andre Ward, because he wins this fight. I don't think there's anyone in the middleweight division left for him to beat. He's got to look for either a megastar, a superstar, which Cotto and Canelo are, or Andre Ward, and move up in weight, because at middleweight he's just blasted everybody, and if he does this fella, there's no one left, is there?
There was a lot of talk before Carl Froch retired a few months ago of that possible fight between Froch and Golovkin. Is that a fight you'd like to have seen, and who would have won that fight for you, Rick?
Yeah, of course, that'd have been some fight. Carl hits very, very hard. It's very hard to look anywhere other than Golovkin, no matter who he fights at the minute for me. I think he's just so good at judging the distance, very, very accurate, very, physically very, very strong. Technically, he's really, really good. He's a little bit of a scrapper and a brawler, but Andre Ward, beautiful to watch boxing skills, but there's no one more better technically than Golovkin. Good at judging the distance and cutting the ring down and everything like that. He's absolutely, second to none. But having said that, Carl has been where he's not been yet. He's been in the trenches. He's been in the war. It's all right. When you're giving the stick that way, it's when it comes back at you. So it would have been a very, very interesting fight. I'm going to have to sit on the fence with that, though. I'm a big Golovkin fan, but I think if anyone was going to beat him, Carl would probably be the man. Yeah.
Just to finish on,
stop Golovkin coming.
Yeah.
You'll keep marching on until you drill him, and at the minute everyone's jabbing and moving, trying to keep out the way of him. I think it's eventually he'll hunt you down and he'll get you. I think Carl Froch would be the only one that would stand there, and as he was marching on, he'd go bang, stay there, motherfucker type thing. So, you know what I mean. So
I've got a great strategy to beat Golovkin.
Shoot the cunt.
I don't know if you heard that, but it was along them lines. But we'll roll with that.